Today, I'm going to review Deer Valley Ski Resort in Park City, Utah. This place is a luxury resort as they pay attention to the smallest of details. In this video, I'm going to cover everything you need to know in order to plan a trip here. Just like my review of Park City, I'll rate Deer Valley in 10 categories from 0 to 10. A rare 10 out of 10 means it's the best possible, and a 5 is average for a ski resort. Anything below a 5 means the resort needs to improve in that category. I'm using this universal rating system for all resorts I visit to keep things consistent. Let's jump into it. Starting with off-mountain activities, anything within a 15-minute drive of the resort is considered fair game. Deer Valley is going to earn the near-perfect score that Park City did, and that's a 9 out of 10. While this resort is slightly tucked away, you can still find amazing things to do near the resort. Restaurants, boutique shops, museums, entertainment, I could keep going on. Main Street is and always will be a fun-filled tourist attraction. Here, you can find all kinds of restaurants. From noodles to burgers to burritos to barbecue to sushi, you can find it on Main Street. The Park City Museum is a fun way to learn about the mining history of this town. Just up the road is Utah Olympic Park, too. If you need a break from skiing for a day, this is a really cool place to come check out. You can find Olympians practicing ski jumping or flying down the bobsled course at 95 miles an hour, which is a pleasure to watch. The home of the 2002 Winter Olympics also contains a luge ride which is very expensive but seems worth it. In the summer, there's an activity course with zip lines, an alpine slide, and tubing down the massive ski jumps. You can also see people training their skills in the freestyle pool. One thing I didn't mention in the Park City review is Woodward. In the winter, Woodward Park City is a skier's paradise for jumping. They also have an indoor action sports hub with trampolines, foam pits, airbags, skate parks, and anything you can think of. In the summer, they have awesome mountain bike trails that I had a really fun time on, before I fell and had to get stitches. Trailside Bike Park is another fun park around the area with a ton of wooden features too. I put a link in the description for both my Woodward and Trailside videos. Park City is also home to many great hikes with breathtaking views. Deer Valley definitely has some destination-worthy off-mountain activities. Next is pricing. Deer Valley's pricing is some of the highest I've seen at a ski resort. 2 standard meals for my dad and I last summer was $60, no alcohol. It was just a plain old burger and fries with a soda each. Due to COVID safety restrictions, all they have now is grab and go, which is still very expensive. A turkey wrap and plain hot dog in aluminum foil was $30. Lift tickets are the highest in the country at $209 per adult. During peak times, a lift ticket can get as high as $239. That being said, Deer Valley is extremely luxurious and high quality, so you're paying more for a better experience. The staff makes every effort to make sure you're having the best time at this resort. If I were to rate the value instead of price, I'd give it a 7 or 8. But for now, I can't give them more than a 2. One note, if you're a veteran, you get a significant discount. My dad is a Navy veteran and his lift ticket was $99 a day, over half off a standard lift ticket. A nice way to thank veterans for their service. Next is the food. The off-mountain food is the exact same as Park City. The two resorts are only a 5 to 7 minute drive from each other. My favorite Mexican restaurants are Tarahumara and Billy Blanco's. While Tarahumara has a world-class chips and salsa bar, Billy Blanco's also has amazing chips, salsa, queso, along with great burritos. I had the shredded beef burrito with peppers and onion, and it was delicious. Devonza's is also an amazing all-around restaurant with great cheesesteaks and pizza. At the resort though, Deer Valley's food isn't that great. As of now, it's all grab and go as I just said, with the dine-in options requiring reservations in advance. The off-mountain food and the resort food balance the score at a 6 out of 10. I highly recommend eating in the town of Park City as it has some truly amazing options. For both the quality and variety of runs, Deer Valley earns a 9 for being pretty close to perfect. If you want to ski fast groomers, they have it. If you want to ski harder groomers, they have it. If you want tree skiing, bowls where you're knee-deep in powder, moguls big and small, they have it. The only reason I'm deducting 1 point is for the lack of a terrain park. Now that brings me to the quality of the runs, which are yes, the best in the world. Since Deer Valley doesn't allow snowboarders, the runs stay in fantastic condition almost all day. Most snowboarders don't seem to care that Deer Valley is ski only because they have Park City 5 minutes away. Although I have heard that some snowboarders straddle trails on the border of both resorts just to say that they snowboarded at Deer Valley. They always get caught. Lack of snowboards means the snow stays better longer. The groomers stay fast and unmoggled through the entire day, where fresh corduroy can still be found on your last few runs. Powder rarely gets icy and stays fluffy, just like it should be. Here are some of my favorite runs. If you're looking for a fast groomer lap, Nabob and Birdseye are both perfect. I love the profile of these runs, and you can really fly. You can't go wrong with Stein's Way, the black run that's almost always groomed too. If you're looking for deep powder or steeper terrain, Empire and Lady Morgan Bowls are the places to go. Deer Valley's quality and variety is top notch. Deer Valley's lift system is next, and boy is it amazing. Lots of their lifts are from recent years, and the older ones are still in perfect shape. I think everything is great about the lifts here at Deer Valley. Just take a look at this layout. They have many lifts going to the same peak to reduce lines. This is very effective, as lineups never get longer than 5 minutes. Look at Flagstaff Mountain. They have 4 lifts going to the same peak in a very organized fashion. At some points, they actually have a director conducting traffic between Northside and Silver Strike to even out the lines. The out-of-base lifts, Silver Lake and Carpenter, are designed well, and the staff can even out lines there if needed too. Another positive I noticed was how Deer Valley ran all their lifts at the full speeds of either 500 or 1,000 feet a minute, unlike Park City, which slowed their lifts down even when there were long lines. My 10 out of 10 score is a testament to Deer Valley for paying such close attention to lifts. Next up is scenery. Since this is based off of my experience, I give it a 9 out of 10, as the stunning scenery was almost calming in a way. I was fortunate to ski on a bluebird day, and from the top of Little Baldy Peak we could see the valley all the way to the Jordanelle Reservoir. As I said in my Park City review, most people would not think much of the scenery around here, but being from Washington State, this is a whole new canvas for me. I prefer this scenery over Park City, as you can see the reservoir in the distance and the pointed snow-topped mountains. Next up is the ease of access. How simple is it to make the trip here? For Deer Valley, it's a really easy process. We flew an hour and 40 minutes from Seattle to Salt Lake City on a Thursday night, picked up a rental car at the airport terminal, drove 30 minutes down I-80 to Park City, skied Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and hopped on a flight home Monday late morning. We were home by 2 p.m. Also, it's super easy to navigate Park City. Everything, ski resorts, Main Street, Olympic Park are off one main road. For these reasons, Deer Valley earns an 8 out of 10 for ease to access. I gave Deer Valley 1 less point than Park City because on powder days, you have to drive through Park City resort traffic to get to Deer Valley. Logistics is next. This covers lift lines, hours, parking, and small details that contribute to your overall resort experience. Deer Valley is basically perfect, so I'm giving it surprise surprise a 10 out of 10. We skied here for 2 days and got a good feel for the details. On the first morning, we tried the complimentary mountain tour to familiarize ourselves with the mountain. The mountain hosts were extremely nice and helpful and made it a memorable time here. They took us to 4 of the 5 peaks, giving us a great overview of the mountain and where we wanted to spend our time. Parking was very easy as there's a large drop-off area and a free shuttle mover. We were there early, so got fantastic parking in the second row. The hours of Deer Valley are great and slightly longer than most resorts, 8:45 to 4:15. For these reasons, it's receiving a perfect score. For the staff, I'm going to have to put that at a 9. As I just mentioned, the mountain hosts did their job perfectly in showing us some of the best runs for different ability levels, as well as giving us information on the history of Deer Valley. The lift operators were extremely helpful and kind, constantly engaging in a conversation with you and making sure the loading area was smooth and clear. They broomed the snow off every chair before each skier sat down. The staff were nice but still strict about COVID protocols, so the staff at Deer Valley will receive a 9 out of 10 for being well above average and nice people to be around. Lastly, we have grooming, one of the things Deer Valley is most known for. They arguably have the best grooming in the world with their custom corduroy pattern that makes runs fast and smooth. Deer Valley grooming is something everyone should experience if they can at some point. They also groom more than just greens. About 70% of blues are groomed, and they have some groomed black runs such as Stein's Way and Magnet. Definitely a perfect score here. Before we finish, I want to have a bonus category worth no points, and that's COVID safety. At Deer Valley, they're doing a really good job. Lift operators will call you out for not wearing your mask properly while not being overly demanding. They limit the number of people who enter the resort as well, making the environment way safer and a lot less crowded than Park City. Deer Valley also doesn't let separate parties go up lifts together. All of this would earn the mountain an 8 out of 10 if this was worth points, because they're doing a really solid job here. When we add up all these scores, Deer Valley earns an 82 out of 100. This means the mountain is well above average. Yes, this is my favorite ski resort I've been to because of the quality of runs, really nice staff, lifts, etc. For reference, it's impossible for a resort to get a perfect score. There will typically be something that can be improved. At Deer Valley, it's the food and prices, but the ski runs, staff, and ease of access make up for that. Please note this review is based on my personal experience only. You probably won't have more fun than I did, but hopefully you enjoy it as much as I did. That's going to wrap up this review of Deer Valley, and I hope you enjoyed it. Check out my Park City review linked in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.